Greetings, this is Amy Wentley with Try Knuckles Knitting, and this is episode 2022-20, a crocheted cowl, joining in the round, single crochet and double crochet. I'm working on a cowl that is started with chaining stitches and then joining them in the round and then working our pattern. So for this cowl, for this demo, we're going to start by chaining 21 stitches. So I will go ahead and start my 21 stitch chain. If you want to learn how to crochet on my YouTube channel, there are some videos on how to start crocheting, how to work single and double crochets, and you can go ahead and look at those if you need a refresher. So far I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I have my 21 stitches, my chains. You can also count the bumps on the back. You should have 21 on the back. And so to start, we're going to actually work single crochets into this chain, and then we're going to join in the round. So I am going to single crochet into the stitch after. I'm going to skip a stitch here. I'm going to skip this stitch. Let me get a little closer for you. And come on, thank you. Zoom just a little closer for you. Okay, so I'm going to skip this first chain and I'm going to go into the second chain. If you would like, you could also turn it over and you could go into, skip the first bump, go into the second bump. If you go into the bumps, you will have a nice chain at the bottom of your crochet. If you go into the chains, you'll have bumps at the bottom of your cowl. So that's one single crochet, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into each one of these bumps all the way across until I have 20 single crochets completed. And I will pause the video briefly, and I will be back when I get all these single crochet stitches done. Be right back. Hi, I'm back. So I finished my 20 single crochets, and your chain now is going to be full of single crochets, and it's probably going to twist a little bit like this. At this point, this is where we want to join to work in the round, and we're going to join by slip stitching into our top of our first single crochet. So what we need to do is pull out our chain and make sure that it's straight, and we're going to go ahead and bend it over so that it makes a circle like this. And you want to be sure that your chain is not twisting like this before you join it. You need to make sure you've got a full circle when you join. So I'm going to take my end and bring it around and make sure that I have an actual ring going on there. And you want to make sure that these chains at the top, those are the single crochets that you just did, are all in a row and not twisted. So you're going to slip stitch into the top of this first single crochet here, this V here. And I'm going to put my hook under both legs of that V, and notice that my chain is still straight. I'm going to take my working yarn and I'm going to yarn over and pull through both of those to join them with a slip stitch. And this is what my circle looks like now. Now you'll see that I have a gap down here. I will sew that together later, but now I'm ready to go. So this is my beginning of my round, and one thing I like to do at this point is to find a stitch marker. Give me a second. And I like to place it at right here at the end of my round, so that whenever I come to this, I know I am at the end of my round. So it's just going to hang out there, not bother anybody. So what I'm going to do now is chain 1, and I'm going to turn. And what I want to do is start working in the opposite direction and doing single crochets all the way across this circle again. But now I'm going to be doing it from the inside instead of the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 20 single crochets all the way across this round. And then I will pause the video and I'll be right back once I do that. I'm back. So when I get to the end of the round, and this is the inside, I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch again to join in the first single crochet of that round. Slip stitch, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to chain 1, and then at this point I'm going to do one more row of single crochets all the way around, and then we'll start our pattern stitch. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So once I finish this single crochet round, I'm not going to chain and I'm not going to turn, and I'm going to start now doing the pattern stitch. And so in the first stitch I'm going to do a double crochet and a single crochet into the same stitch. So a single crochet and a double crochet, both in that first stitch. Then I'm going to skip a stitch. My hands are a little sweaty. Okay, so that's in the first stitch. So I'm going to skip a stitch. That's going to be this one. And I'm going to do the same thing, single crochet and double crochet into the next stitch. So single and double. Ooh, okay. Oh, if my hands weren't so sweaty. That really makes it hard for the hook to get through when your hands are sweaty. Okay, and then I'm going to skip the next stitch. Skip that one there and go into the next one. Single crochet. There we go. Single crochet and double crochet, double crochet. Okay, and I'm going to continue skipping a stitch and then doing single crochet, double crochet for the whole rest of the round, and I'll meet you back here and I'll show you how to continue. So I've gotten around the round and I've done single crochet, double crochet in a stitch and then skipped a stitch all the way around, and I've gotten to my end of the round. So the next place I want to do a single crochet, double crochet is in the top of a single crochet. So this is a single crochet here. You can see it is half the size of the double crochet right next to it. The single crochet right here, the top of that stitch is actually offset a little bit to the left here. So you can see that the stitch comes up here and that's the top. That in the top of that single crochet is where I'm going to want to do a single crochet and a double crochet right now. And then I'm going to skip a stitch, and the stitch that I'm skipping is right here next to it. That's actually the top of this double crochet. So the next stitch I will go into will be the top of this single crochet. And that is all there is to this single crochet, double crochet pattern, and joining in the round and all of that. So enjoy your cowl, and please come back for other videos. Bye-bye.